Just give me some. Just give me something to start with. A little rest is fine. I'll give you many hours, a minute at a time. I don't care where you came from, but I want you to know I may have to start over. I'm learning as I go. When I'm done, I'll be the one to take you down the road. We'll leave behind our troubles, and everyone will know.
Hello. Welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. It is Monday, June 29th, 2026. I get caught up watching that video myself, the intro, and of course the song. I love the song. So even I'm sitting here watching, I'm like, yeah. Oh, hey, I'm live. So you already know I did a very brief live stream last week from my in-laws' back porch. And that's the first time I tried doing that. It was on my phone. It felt a little odd, a little awkward. I didn't have my bell, and I didn't have my intro stuff that I could just pull up like I do here. And I thought I'd just try it. And so I did, and it seemed to work. And I got some responses to it, and that's fine. That's good. But I'd much rather be here in my garage enjoying the air conditioning that has been running all day. My mini split doing a great job. It is currently about 100 degrees on the back porch. The sun comes in and hits our back porch. So it's over 100 degrees on the back porch. Outside temperature is about 92, 93 degrees right now. I don't want to be outside. But if I have to be, I will be. Now, earlier today, well, let me back up a few steps. When I was doing the live or up in Pennsylvania, I did manage to do a variety of things with our family and our friends, and we had the memorial service for my mom. I talked about it on my Patreon account, and it all went really well. I was very happy with the whole process, and we were able to spend time with our family, our kids, and our relatives, and do stuff together and share experiences, and that was great. So enjoyed that. I did manage to find a car show, and I posted a little video about it. That was in Winburn, Pennsylvania, which isn't far from where I grew up. And it's close to where my wife's family lives. And they do this thing every year called Miners' Day Celebration. And it's to celebrate the coal miners. And I didn't know they even did this. That's the first I've ever heard of it. Of course, I haven't lived there in 35 years, so I just, not there during the month of June typically. So I get up there, and a friend of mine said, hey, you need to check out this car show. So I did. And that's where I made the little video talking about the Boss 302 Mustang. I was thinking back, like, if I even remember actually seeing a Boss 302 anywhere. My mind can't pull one up. Now, I may have seen a clone, but not a real documented Boss. Or if I did see one, it was probably a high-end custom, fully restored, top of the line type of thing, unlike the one that I saw there, which was being driven. And I was shocked. I was, because you look at the production numbers and you wonder how many even survived. And I'm sure there's a registry for those cars, but how many have survived to this day? I think I pointed out there's like 16 or 1,700 of these cars were made. So pretty rare, in my opinion. But it was really fun to talk to the owner of the car. The gentleman was 75 years old and was very enthusiastic and loved to talk about his car. He did not want to appear on the video, and I said, that's fine. I'll talk. So I made the video, and then I tried to do another walkthrough of all the cars at the show. And, of course, when you have music playing and all that stuff, it really makes it difficult to try to do that. There were some cars that were leaving the show and left a good, engine revs and taking off. But it's hard to make a good video in those scenarios. Also, I was moving rather quickly, and I apologize for that. I had to get to another place. I had to go pick up our kids and our grandkids from my sister's house where they were staying because we were doing some shuffling of family around. So I was like, oh, I got to get this done. And I kind of walked a little too quickly. Also, I don't think I have it out here. I was using my GoPro, one of my GoPros, and I realized that this isn't as stable as my regular camera that I use, my handheld. So I should have used the other camera. But hindsight, 2020. Now, moving forward, we'll get caught up where we're at right now. We get home from the trip and had to take care of stuff like mow the yard and home maintenance type of things, and then take care of just random stuff and events we had already planned locally with family. So I did get back on the fastback. Today I was working on trying to get the shifter mounted, and I came to a realization that this shifter, which I really like, comes with a 48-inch cable, and I've determined that's way too short. I was trying to make it do what it needed to do and turn, and it's like a foot short. So today I went down to Summit, and I got a new cable. I'm grateful that Summit is really only about 25 or 30 minutes away, so I have a replacement 60-inch cable that is going to make this go a lot smoother. But, sometimes when you're ordering parts and you're doing these things, you don't know. You don't know what's going to work because we're doing a custom build. And thankfully, Locar sells a 48, a 60, and a 72-inch cable. And I think there's even a 96-inch cable. So if you wanted to, you could go through the back seat and come up through the training tunnel and make this cable work. But I feel like this is going to be just fine. So I had to step away, had to go to a Summit, hate that I had to go to Summit. But I got the parts, got home, and there was some conflict even getting back. There was a semi truck on fire, fire trucks everywhere, trying to take care of that. Pretty exciting afternoon. Now, we're going to go on and see who's here tonight. And I tell everybody when you watch these live streams, I encourage you to be involved. So if you have a question or subject matter you want to talk about, bring it up. We'll see if we can't do something with it. Typically, I talk about cars from 55 to 1980-ish, somewhere in that range. And there's some other things I'll probably bring up later on if I remember to. But for now, let's just focus on those kind of vehicles and things we're doing with them. So the first one in tonight is Rick Stevenson. And I have to give Rick a shout out. Rick supplies me with coffee, and he sent me a new batch of coffee. So that's from you, Rick. Appreciate it. Dave Tyson. Good evening, all. Evening, Dave. Glad you're here. Oh, Dave Tyson. Back in '69, I had a ride in a '69 Boss 302 in the middle of winter. That would be different. It's hard to imagine that people drove these cars. We think about it today, and we look at what we do to them to restore them and make them, as right as we can. And it's hard to imagine taking these out in any kind of bad weather. It really is, especially snow or places where they put salt down on the road. It's just really hard to imagine. And to have that experience, that's pretty cool. It is. Oh, and he also says it was yellow like the one at the show. Who knows? It might have been the same one. Maybe. I doubt it, but it's possible. Robert checking in. Infernal Craftsman, evening all. Misery season has begun. 80 degrees up to 100 plus daily till September. Yeah, you can have all that. It's already too hot here. It really is. Terry Keithley, hi all. Please hit the thumbs up and like button for Barry. Thank you kindly, Terry and Betty and the cats. Thank you, Terry. And I will say I got a bunch of gobs when I went up to Pennsylvania, and I've been enjoying them. Got to have the gobs when you go there. George Crackle, welcome home, Barry. Got to feel good to be back in your shop. It definitely does, and glad you're here, George. It's great to take time off, but it's also torture. There's many days, like, I'll say this. I was busy when we were in Pennsylvania because we drove up there on a Sunday night or Sunday. Didn't do much on Monday. Tuesday, I had to drive out to Pittsburgh to pick up my son and his fiance. So that's a 4.5-hour round trip. So I was busy Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I forget what we did. We went to, where did we go? I don't even remember where we went now. We went somewhere. And then Thursday, I had to go back out to Pittsburgh, another 4.5-hour trip to pick up my hopefully future son-in-law. And then later on, the next Monday, I made another trip back out there to take those three back to get on their planes. But all this time, it's great to be away, but it's like, I really need to be doing this, that, or the other, and getting stuff done on cars. But everything waited for me, as it will. And I'm glad everybody else has waited as well, letting me have some time for family and a vacation. And we all need that stuff. So I'm very glad to be back in the shop. Steve Reed, hello, Barry, and everyone. Hope everyone's doing good, or doing well. It's 106 heat index here. Whoa. The heat's getting to you, Steve. Heat do T4 get Lee thumbs up, Barry. I'm guessing is don't forget to leave a thumbs up for Barry. It looks like you're missing some consonants there. Thanks, Steve. I do the same thing. I'm smashing buttons with my thumbs trying to type stuff, and I look back at it. I'm like, what? I never said that. Thanks, Steve. Troy Justin, hi, Barry and gang. It's good to have you back in the shop, Joe Daddy. Let's get our chat on. Thank you, Troy. Nandu checking in. Good evening, Barry and everyone. Hope you're doing good. Thank you, Nandu. I am doing much better. I'm rested now, which is a big plus. A big plus. Rick Gain, life's been pretty rotten recently. Let's have some good car talk because I could use some cheering up. Hope everybody is doing better than me. Glad you're here, Rick. My Mustang Garage. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, James. Glad you're here. I hope you're getting more and more views on your channel. I haven't been able to keep up. Yeah, and I'll shout out again. If you haven't looked at My Mustang Garage, go check out his channel, please. Give him some views. He puts out some good stuff. Steve Reed, hope you had a great trip. We did. Art Man, good evening from Minnesota. Welcome, Art. I think I have some, I don't know what the weather's doing up there. I heard it was getting hot up there too. Maybe it was Michigan they were talking about. I can't remember. Hey, Metco Man. Hello, everyone. What is your input on wire harness? I like to keep it old school. That's a good question. Glad you're here. Nothing wrong with keeping it old school as long as it's functional and the wiring is solid. So I know there are places that will take your old wiring harness and they'll replace every single wire so you have basically an original style of harness. No problem with that. What we do run into is problems where we try to add on stuff. I know just in adding some basic electrical stuff to, like Jade, I had to add a bus bar. I had to attach to the battery to add more voltage outlets for stuff to be connected. So the drawback, of course, is if you're trying to upgrade with options your car didn't have, then you're kind of fighting with that original style harness. So personally, I like the American Auto Wire setup. I feel like that's a good wiring harness. They give you a bunch of stuff with it. And of course, it's extra long, so you can cut it down to whatever you need and make it work. So I'm a fan of American Auto Wire. Also, that gives you modern fuses. It gives you extra slots for accessories, like if you want to put in power windows or a bigger, stereo, amplifier, whatever accessory you wanted to add, they're available. So that's why I like going with a newer one. I will use an original harness if it's in good shape. I've never sent one off to have it redone, but I know there are companies that do that. So that's my take on it. Good question. Michael Pagliarini, evening all. Evening, sir. Richard Vogel, good evening, Barry. Great to have you back again. It is great to be back. And I mean that. I am happy to be in the garage. Dave Conville, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Dave. Richard, is that a new welding cart for your Yes Welder? Nice setup. It is sort of new. I don't know, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I don't even remember now. I went to a yard sale, and it was the one where they had all kinds of stuff. They had like cars and parts and tools, and the guy, the dad, I guess had developed Alzheimer's, didn't know what he had, and his daughters were selling off everything, and they had this cart there. And it had a welder with it. And I ended up buying both the cart and the welder. I didn't want the welder, but I wanted the cart. So I ended up taking both, and then I sold the welder, which paid for the cart, basically. So it is a very nice little cart. It's from Harbor Freight. It's a Chicago Electric welding, it says on the bottom there. Pretty heavy duty, rolls around real nice. I like the drawers on it. Much better than the other ones that I've had. If I remember, I had another one from Harbor Freight, which was like a long, kind of a skeleton-looking one. I grew to hate that thing because it didn't have any storage, and when you moved it around, the handle stuck out. It was very kind of cumbersome overall. This thing is short and compact, and it rolls around so nice and has much more storage in it. So much happier with that one. If I said it already, glad you're here, Richard. You get an extra bell. Rick Stevenson, it's only 99 here today. Yeah, only. Art Man, it's hot already, friend. We're not built for this here. Send help. Yeah. When I was in Pennsylvania, they had said they were having a not a heat wave, but a cool wave that week that we were there. And it was amazing. We were so thrilled that it was like on the back porch, we'd sit out and it would be like 52 degrees, 55 degrees on the back porch at night. And then during the day, it would only get up to 73, something like that, 74. Absolute perfect weather. And we were able to, go experience all these things we did together. We went to there's a resort called Seven Springs, and they have a thing called the Alpine Slide. And so we were able to go enjoy that. We went to one of the oldest parks in the country, Idlewild, which I think that's what we did on that Wednesday, now that I think about it. Idlewild Fun Park, and it's something like 150 years old or something. Anyway, beautiful weather for all of that. Come back to Georgia, and it was okay for like half a week. And now, of course, it's crazy hot. Rick Gain, I have the original underwire harness for my 65. I should send it in to get refurbished just to have it while I'm thinking of it before it gets thrown out by mistake. Not a bad idea. I know, like I said, if you can get it redone and it works, that's great. Troy Jussett, so you got rid of the Merc Cruiser engine. I guess a future boat builder's on the future will have to settle for a Falcon. Yes. I got rid of the Merc Cruiser. And I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about that. When I bought the car, that engine it all came with it. Engine, 2-speed power glide, torque converter, custom headers for it, all this stuff. And I didn't want any of it, but I wasn't going to not take it, right? It's part of the package. So I got it here, and I had it listed for a while on different formats. And finally, a guy who lived in Alabama, 4.5 hours away, gave me a deposit on it. So I knew he wanted it. And then we finalized the deal. And this past, was it Thursday? I guess it was Thursday. I loaded it up in my truck, decided to help him out because 4.5 hours, I've been driving so much this past few weeks. I decided, let me help you out, and I'm going to meet you. I'll drive an hour and a half to help you make this work, because he would have to drive basically 9.5-10 hour drive just to pick this up. And I thought, I'll just go drive an hour and a half, meet him in Heflin, Alabama, and it worked out perfect. He brought his truck, I brought my truck, and the tailgates matched up dead on. So we were able to just slide that thing right into his truck, close the deal, and I am so happy that it's out of my way, because, it sat right there and took up that big space. So I got rid of that, all the stuff that was with it, the headers and all the accessories, and then moved that cart out of here. So it feels like a bit of freedom of having that in my way. Also, it helps me justify now taking some of that money, which was, I limited myself on the Falcon. I said, I'm not going to do anything until I sell the engine or get rid of that. I don't want to do much with the car. So now that helps me get back into the swing of things and with the engine. So I finished taking apart the 302, and I've been debating on what I'm going to do. I think I'm pretty confident it's going to have to go to the machine shop. And I've been toying with the idea, because that's what I do, is whether I want to make it a 347 stroker. I've seen kits online, not that expensive for those kits, but I need to talk to machine shop and see what it would cost to do those procedures versus just basically boring it over for a new set of pistons. So we'll see. I haven't committed one way or the other just yet, but I really would like to make it a screaming little engine and have some fun with it. But it's gone. Happy. James, I'm finding it hard to get back into working on a Mustang after taking 3 weeks off for a family medical emergency. Does anyone else have problems getting back into work or regular life? Oh, yeah, it's hard. No doubt. I mean, for me, being off about the same for 3 weeks, roughly, because we did our cruise when we came back, and I could not do anything because of the time shift. It just messed me up for like 3 days. And then we drove that next week to Pennsylvania. So the whole cycle had just really gotten me way off of my my set, where I'm comfortable. But I'm happy. Like I said, I needed to get back out of here in the garage and start doing something. And that's why I said, I'm going to make this shifter work. And then, of course, I ran into a problem with the cable. And I said, I'm just going to go to Summit, get it over with, and be done with it. But, yeah, it's hard sometimes to get back into the swing of things, especially when it's hot. And, it's just like, oh, I could just sit here and just relax and not torture myself. But we really need to stay motivated on these projects. Nobody else is going to do it for us. Rick, send some of that weather down to Robert. Yeah, he would I think he was up in Ohio at the same time I was up in Pennsylvania. So he was enjoying the cool weather then. Robert, the weather was like that when we were in Ohio. There he goes. At the same time, just a short drive west of where you were. I'm ready to go back. Only got 6 gobs. 8 one, gave 1 away, and the rest are in the freezer. Yeah. Well, I ended up buying a dozen gobs because that's what I do. And then I found out the night before we were leaving, my wife went back to the store and bought another dozen gobs. So we have way too many gobs right now. Simone checking in. Hi, Barry and chat from a humid UK. Hello, Simone. Yeah. I have heard you're having some rough weather over there. Be careful. Simone says hi to Robert. Dave Tyson. Any news on headers? You know, I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on. I'm going to look on my phone because I have Sal on here. And I'd let him know on Father's Day because I figured he was a dad. I said, hey, I'll say Happy Father's Day assuming you are. Because, you know, why not? And he says, yes, thank you. Have Father's Day as well. The headers are being coded. Should have them in about 10 days. And, of course, that was whatever Father's Day was, the 21st or something, I think. I don't know. I'd have to have somebody else tell me what day Father's Day is. I don't pay attention to that. June 21st, yeah. So we're not at 10 days yet. We're at 8 days from that text. And should have them. Should. We'll find out. That's all I can say on that. I know he wants them to be here. I know he wants me to. I'm confident. I don't say I know. I'm confident that he wants me to review these headers. Like, and I'll be honest about it. You know how I am. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, these are perfect." If they're not, you know, they need to fit, and if they are, he'll get a full endorsement. That's just how I work. And if they're not, well, I may say, "Hey, yeah, these are close, much better than the other ones," but we'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping that there's no issue with these at all, as I know most of you are hoping the same thing. Robert Simone should come to Texas and see what real heat is, so she can tell everyone else that the weather is nice in the UK. Yeah, she says she was in the hospital last Thursday with heat stroke. Very horrible experience. Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, we're somewhat joking about the heat, right? And I know that there was some sort of big soccer or something going on, I guess, somewhere in the country, in the U.S. or some sort of, I guess, soccer or something. And a bunch of these people are here from other countries talking about the soccer stuff. And, you know, they're excited to be here and they're really enjoying the country, but they're also experiencing heat like they never really had before. Because, like you're saying, if there's a heat wave in the UK, it doesn't take much when you're not adapted to it or used to it to have problems. And so, yeah, we can joke about it, but the fact is, unless you're acclimated to that, it's hard to deal with it. Period. So, I don't want, obviously, a heat stroke. That's not good. That's not good at all. So I hope you're doing much better. I had an experience a few years ago where I had, I don't know if it would be titled heat stroke or heat exhaustion, but I was messed up for like several days trying to recover from that. It was horrible. Terry Keith, I've been retired almost 30 years, finding it hard to get back in the groove. Haha. Well, yeah, I get it. Travis, good evening all. I'm at work, but I'll watch when I can. Glad you're here, Travis. Hope all is well. Shannon and Vaughn checking in. Hi, Barry. Hi, Shannon. Hope all is well. You're up in Virginia, if I remember correctly. James, I found out original 289 factory cast iron exhaust manifolds never had exhaust manifold gaskets. Who has installed gaskets or no gaskets? Any issues? That's a great question. I don't have an answer for that. Let's see what the audience has to say. No gaskets or no gaskets? Robert, a lot of your Europeans experienced the heat wave from the south during their visit for the World Cup. They're loving the air conditioning. Yeah, that's the other thing. They're the air conditioning. So, yeah. So what it is, some sort of cup game thing. I don't know. I think they kick a ball around or something. Fall down when people touch them. I don't know. I don't really keep up. Michael Pagliarini says Boston. So I don't know what the question was. Richard, what is the weather by you? Long Island will be in the mid to upper 90s later in the week. For me, it's 90s. If that's who you're asking, the currently it's 90 degrees. We can have all 90s up until Saturday, and then it'll hit like 87, 85 when it's supposed to be raining. So come on, rain. I'll take some of that. Robert, we went to see the Europeans at the stockyards the other day, and there were quite a few there. Even cooking on the grill in the shade is too much right now. Yeah, I don't want to be out. No. And Robert says no gaskets on the exhaust manifolds unless it leaks. So that makes sense. Yeah, that's the other thing we're planning on doing. Here's Dawn checking in. Dawn says, I was offered a job doing arcade maintenance for minimum wage, no incentive to get me out of retirement. Yeah. Welcome, Dawn. That would not be an incentive at all. No. Dave Tyson says he would use gaskets. Dawn says, hello to everyone. Thank you, Dawn. And Michael says, Boston, Massachusetts, that's where the World Cup is being held. I don't even know where it's at. I mean, I guess it's a big event. I don't know. I've heard there's something about it. I saw it on a video or something. Robert says the cup is all over. Yeah, I think that's what they said. It's like all over the country, like all these different teams or something. I don't know. It's not baseball or football or I don't really keep up. Go team. So Troy says in coastal Georgia we just dropped from 96 to 84 degrees due to rain that rolled through. It's still humid. Yeah. It is. The humidity is what kills us. James says UK Green New Deal. AC is impossible to retrofit into the homes there. News is saying a heat wave is unaliving many elderly, but I guarantee Buckingham Palace is air conditioned. I would guarantee that that's true. Simone, my car registered 97.7, almost passed out filling up with fuel. Ooh. Be careful, Simone. That's too hot. I know it's too hot there. It's too hot here. Yeah, and that's the other thing. We got this. I haven't checked into what the weather. Hopefully the weather doesn't get too bad over this weekend because we're celebrating 250 years in the United States. 250 years of freedom, and we're planning on going to the lake, with our friends that we always do for holidays. And I just know the lake is going to be toasty warm. It'll be fun to get in the water, but it's going to be way too warm. In the middle of summer, it's like bath water. It's not like you can pump in cold water into these lakes to help them out. Troy, the cup is all over North America, Canada, USA, and Mexico. Oh, okay. I like I said, I saw something on some sort of news thing, but I really don't. I guess I don't keep up with it. And I think I did see a video where there was people here from some other country, England or something, and they were shocked, absolutely shocked that most Americans don't even know what the World Cup is happening or that it's here. They're absolutely shocked at our how nonchalant we are about this event, and it's just the way we are. We're not. Our country doesn't focus on soccer. It's usually football, baseball, and another game where they bounce the ball around a lot of times and throw it around, which I never watch, and hockey. Those are the best three American sports: football, baseball, and hockey. Best three. And then pickleball. But we just don't, I mean, soccer is, it happened. Our kids played soccer, but never really pursued it past, that. So. Let's see. Dawn says it's been raining here. No surprise, was 100 degrees last week. Ooh, that's rough, Dawn. That is rough. Robert, it's not a heat wave here until it's 105 to 115 for at least a couple days in a row. Yeah, no thanks. And Hugh is checking in. Hey, Barry. Hello, sir. Hope all is well. Travis, need rear sump kit for 302. Not finding, as they say, it's for a 82 to 97 302 block. I know he says 59, but he means 69 block. Anyone have any ideas? Where have you been looking? Is probably the first question. Because, I mean, I'm assuming you looked at like Summit Racing or JAGS or something like that. But I know a lot of times I'll just do a search and I'll see a variety of things pop up for different cars, different years. And it says 1969. So I don't know where you've looked already. But usually Summit has the right stuff for that. Usually. James, on a local American news, be aware gasoline is going to standard of 15% ethanol. Don't use in small engines or engines older than 2000. I've been seeing that a lot more lately. And I'm not excited. I can't believe they're doing that. Oh, I can. They're going to shove it down our throats. I won't intentionally buy 15% ethanol. That's terrible. Not good. Hughes is headed to Good Guys in Columbus, Ohio, July 9th through the 12th. My Mustang is one of 80 picked to be indoors out of 8,000 plus cars. I feel privileged. You should. That's pretty awesome. That'll be nice. That's great. I hope they have a great display set up, or you have a great display set up. That's awesome. Rick, there are people dying in the world fighting a pointless war. I could care less about a sporting event. Yep. Simone, here we call it football. I prefer Formula One. I would rather watch Formula One than soccer. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen the movie F1 and you like a movie about, cars, Formula One cars, go see F1. I enjoyed it. I actually learned some things about F1. And it was fun. Brad Pitt played in the movie. And I loved his character and what he did racing. So check out F1. And if you haven't seen Ford versus Ferrari, watch it again or watch it again if you've already seen it. I enjoyed watching it just the other night. Still a great movie. Okay, we have GW, I don't know G-Wire X maybe? It says, hi everyone. Hello, Wire. I'll go with Wire. Glad you're here. Travis says, yes, looked all over, found a Blueprint brand that doesn't say. Okay. And he says, contact them directly, waiting for an answer. Yeah, I'm really surprised that like Summit wouldn't just have it listed that way, but I don't know. I guess I'll find out too. Michael, I like it when the pool is the bath water, less shrinkage. Okay. I'd rather be a little cooler than bath water. David, the bowler hat guy, I'm late. Well, but you're here, and that's a plus. I'll take another sip of coffee since you showed up. Don, I think all of the small block Fords have the same pan rails, just need the appropriate main bolt for the pickup tube. So there's an answer for you, Travis. So He says he thinks all the small block Fords have the same pan rails. Just need the appropriate main bolt for the pickup tube. Hopefully that helps. GYRX says yes, correct. So it looks like you've got some slot cars in your little thumbnail there. I'm assuming you do something with slot cars. It's just the assumption. Ed Cucciarella, hello all. I was late today. Hope all is well. Glad you're here, Ed. Hope you're doing well out in California. Well, I'm sure it's hot out there too. Anthony, Ford versus Ferrari, fire, fire, fire. Yes. That's a great movie. It was. It was a great movie. And, you know, I did a little research on that. And, you know, there's some, obviously they do stuff, drama for the movie. We all know. There were some reality sequences that were part of it. And there was some stuff they obviously did for drama and to get more interaction and stuff like that. And even reading that, still, I really appreciated the movie for how they did it and how it turned out. GWire, I am starting my 470W swap. Anything else? Okay. Wait a minute. Anything else? Okay. I don't know if there's more to that question or statement, but hopefully that goes smoothly for you. Few think them raising the ethanol so much as to force the older cars off the roads. Question mark, what's the solution for us to keep them on the road? Well, here's the thing. And I've seen this, I don't know, I've not tried this. I can't endorse this. I don't know. I've only seen this on video. And it's something to do with people taking, and I can only assume it's true. I've never tried it. They take a water jug, you know, for a water cooler, and they put regular ethanol gas in it. And then they put in water with it. And then they shake it up. They stir it up. They shake it and stir it for like minutes, okay? And then they dump it, they turn it upside down, and all of the water and the ethanol kind of bonds together, apparently. And then you can drain that off the bottom. So what you end up doing is removing the ethanol from the good gas. I don't know that I want to do that. You can buy, non-ethanol gas. It costs a lot more, but you can buy it. But I have not tried this. I've thought about trying it. In the experiments, they showed it. The guy had a jug with like a half gallon of water in it, and he drew a line on it to show where it was. And he had like 5 gallons of gas, dumped that water in, shook it all up, and then when he siphoned off or removed the water level on the jug rose significantly. And that's what he said. That was the removal of the ethanol. I don't think I'm going to go through. I mean, I might do it. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. But it has crossed my mind. And I know it can be removed. I feel like it can be removed. So let me know if anybody has tried that in making that happen. Richard, how was the Alaskan cruise? It was good. It was a lot of fun. We did a cruise 10 years ago with our friends. We went on Royal Caribbean, and we went to Juneau and something else. I don't remember what the other one was. And I really enjoyed that cruise for the excursion part of it. This cruise was done on Virgin Voyages. They went to Sitka and Ketchikan, and it was fine. It was cool. But they didn't have as much, in my opinion, as much excursion stuff that I would have liked to have done. But overall, great experience. I mean, I don't know if I ever go back to Alaska again. I might. But we're looking at the possibility of going up the East Coast, up through Boston or whatever, and Newfoundland and that direction, maybe in the future. See how that goes. But it was always fun. You get my favorite part is eating. I love to eat, so I enjoyed some really good food. Good question. Gwire says yes, and I'm sorry. Your answers don't pop up immediately. They follow in the bottom of the screen. So I'm guessing you're answering the slot car question. And Mustang. Okay. Simone says Rush is a great movie too. Have not heard of that. I may have to check that out. Thank you for that. James, to keep cars running is to remove the ethanol. There are YouTube videos on to remove ethanol safely at home. That's what I was just talking about. That's what I was talking about. I haven't tried it yet. G-Wire says, I guess slip yoke for 470W is something I guess that's something I'm not sure if you're asking a question or what. I know it's hard to get these in there. It says 28 spline, 1.6 OD. What size is the U joint? Now that I'm not going to be able to answer for you. I really don't know. Usually you do spline count, 28 spline, 1.6. I don't know what size the U joint is going to be. Normally what I do is I get the yoke and then I take my measurements and I go to a drive shaft shop and I say, I need a drive shaft to fit this dimension and this setup, and I'll let them handle that. I take my measurements of the differential, all that sort of thing. I've had times where I've had I'll say a crossbreed U-joint where it had one set of cups one size and another set of cups another size, simply because the differential had a different mount. So that's usually what I do. Get the slip joint, get that figured out, and then take your measurements, and then go to a driveline shop and have them make you a drive shaft. Simone, I have run my Cortina on synthetic fuel. Okay. Dave Tyson. Travis, is that a one-piece rear seal? I have pan and pickup. Terry says, Travis, my 91302 in my 46 was a shallow front sump, but a deeper rear sump has 2 drain plugs. Hope that helps. Okay. Robert, I'll stick with grease versus a cruise. Yeah, I get it. Travis says, thanks, Don. I'll look more into it. Okay. And Artman, sounds like distilling is the byproduct whiskey. I don't think so. Well, wait a minute. It's made from corn. Ethanol is made from corn, right? I'm not going to drink it. Sorry. I'm not going to drink it. G-Wire says thanks. You're welcome. More coffee. But yeah, I have tried, or I've looked at videos, like I said, of these people taking these jugs and shaking them up, and somehow that makes the water and the ethanol join together. Some people have even gone so far as to create a tap type of system, so where the jug has a valve on the bottom, or what would be on the bottom portion, so that when it does separate, you can just open that valve and just drain off the ethanol and water from the bottom of the fuel. And it sounds like looks like it's pretty simple. But what do you do with the ethanol then? I don't know. I don't know what the best answer to that is, because you don't want to run that really in anything. Your lawnmowers get gummed up. The weed eater gets gummed up from having that junky gas in it. So, Hugh says, isn't marine fuel ethanol free? I don't know. I thought marine fuel was crayons. Ding ding. My own little joke there. Sorry. No, I don't even know. I've never bought marine, boat fuel, so I don't even know. I know that like you can get aircraft fuel, 100 low lead, stuff like that, which I'm going to assume there's no ethanol in there because you don't want your airplane to shut off in the middle of a flight. But the the gas stations now are like I drove through Buc-ee's. I went to 2 or 3 different Buc-ee's stations, and they now sell ethanol-free gas. So you got to pay more for it, obviously, but I don't know. You like that? Yeah, the Marine joke. Yeah. Hey, Metco Man, stable 360 Marine prevents ethanol-related damage. Okay. Yeah, is it stable or stabil? I think STABIL is what they call it. James says, I can't do a cruise. I will have Titanic in my mind the whole time. Won't get me to cliff jump or tour a cave. I'm finicky when it comes to fun. Oh, I mean, yeah. And I've been on 4 cruises in my lifetime. And, you know, it is a little unnerving when you're out in the ocean and you're looking out and all you see is water everywhere. But I guess you don't dwell on it. Don't dwell on it. Just go with the flow. Enjoy the food. Have a good time. None of us are going to get out of here alive anyway. You know, we can't live forever. Julian, leaving the ethanol sit in your classic car over the winter. Look for idle circuit develop an issue. Clean carb. Yeah. Yeah, and it's just nasty stuff. It is nasty stuff. And I've had to, like, even lawnmower, my weed eater, I had to buy a new carburetor for it. Because you forget, or not weed eater, my pressure washer. So you'll use the thing, and you're like, oh, I'm all done, put it away, blah, blah, blah. And you never think about it. And it goes bad. Richard, do the older engines need a lead substitute to protect the original valve seats? You know, that's what they say. And I don't know that I've ever done it. I mean, I think I have some product over there on my shelf. But I can't say I've ever done it. Normally, anything that I've had rebuilt and had hardened valve seats put in. So it doesn't seem to make any difference. But even my Model A, it has hardened valve seats in it now. So yeah, I guess if you had an original car, it would help to put some additives in it. But if it's been reworked, typically it's going to have the hardened valve seats and stuff. That is a good question, though. Pat Attic, good evening, all from Pennsylvania. Evening, Pat. Dave Tyson, I have gas tanks and I have gas tanks out boat that sunk. Let's sit for a time. Water sinks to bottom. Okay. I'm sorry. I have gas tanks out of a boat, I guess, that the boat sunk. Okay, pumped out tanks, let it sit for a time, and the water sinks to the bottom. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to get through that. I knew what you were trying to say, but I had to make it make sense in my head. The water sinks to the bottom. Yep. Rick Stevenson, around here they won't sell you 100 low lead without a tail number. Well, just give them a tail number. I don't know how would they know if it's like for your plane or not. I'm sure there's some sort of way, but I get it. They want to have something. That's why there's tail numbers and Deb over there on my wing. I'll just give them that. See if they take it. Robert, I don't see any need for the lead additive. Lead just makes a mess with combustion chambers and spark plugs. Okay. Terry Barry, I'll take 2 barrels of aircraft fuel. Can you have it next week? Ha ha ha. No. No. I could probably get it though. I probably could. I probably have enough connections around here that I could get it. But I'm not even going to try. We used to run 100 low lead in a stock car. Boy, did that car scream. Richard says, thanks, Robert. Okay. All right. We're getting close to the end here. You know, I've been doing an hour on my live streams, trying to stay consistent with that. I can already feel my voice getting rough from having all the conversation. But I will say I'm so glad everybody has been here and been part of this process. Troy Justit, there's tail numbers all over the airfield, just borrow one. Yeah. Let's see. Julian, with old seats, the seat and valve have micro welds that lift off some of the seat and out the exhaust, erasing the seat. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for that. David says, glad you're back. I'm glad to be back. Anyway, so I'm going to end up calling it a night. I got to get in the house, get something to eat, and chillax a little bit until I get back out here tomorrow. Dawn says, okay, you're my excuse. Back to yard work. Yeah, good. But I do plan to be back here hopefully next Monday. It's going to be probably at least a 3-day weekend, if not a 4-day weekend, for most of us. I know that when we go to the lake with our friends, we try to go, leave Friday and get back in time on Monday night. If I'm not here Monday night, don't sweat it. Just take a night off. But I'm going to see what I can do to make sure I'm back here on Monday. Otherwise, that'll be it for tonight's episode. So I want to thank you all once again for being here. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.
Just give me something to start with. A little rest is fine. I'll give you many hours, a minute at a time. I don't care where you came from, but I want you to know I may have to start over. I'm learning as I go. When I'm done, I'll be the one to take you down the road. We'll leave behind our troubles, and everyone will